All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm hoping the network will be okay. It will be favorable today. Can you people hear me? Can you people favorable today? Can you people hear me? All right. So you can hear me, right? Can you people hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Morning, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. On YouTube, please. Can you hear me? Those on YouTube, can you hear me? Okay. So let's head straight to the duty for the day. So today we have CPI. Wow. So today is Thursday, 10th of October. So this week, so every week is a battle. In trading, every week is a battle. So this week we've really fought back and forth. Sometimes some of the trade will come into break even. So it's really a tough fight. Every week is a fight. Uh, every week is a fight between you, the trader, and the market. Every week is a fight, a tough fight. So you need to arm yourself for you to be able to defeat the market. So today we are having CPI. CPI. Let me see whether I'll be able to trade with you. But like it is something news is something that I don't play with or I don't trade. It's not advisable. It's not worth it. There's nothing better you are going to get from. You are just going to risk your hard earned money. Not risking, you are just going to lose your hard earned money because in trading you are risking. So you are just going to lose your hard earned money. So it's not advisable to be gambling on high impact news. So one thing I've seen about it is some news, even though it's high impact news, so it's high, even though it will be high impact news, but it's not going to move like that. You get it? So if you are trading news, you are expecting it to move massively for you to take advantage of the volume. But if it happens, it's not moving, you are just going to be stuck. So it's always It's not something that I will advise anyone to be doing, like gambling on when there was high impact news, doing the buy stop. I can be doing it, but I don't see the importance of doing that. So today we are having CPI. CPI, as I said, it's consumer price index. It's an inflation data. You get it. So let's see what they are expecting. So mostly the core CPI is the most impactful one. So the core CPI, they are expecting 0.2. The previous one was 0.3. So let's try and interpret this news. So what is CPI? CPI is simply it's just like inflation. So inflation simply means what? When there was constantly what? Uh, increase in goods and services. So if there was increase in goods and services, what is going to happen? So if goods and services are constantly increasing, that means what? There was more cash in the system. People are having more money to spend. So if there was more money to spend, suppliers or producers, okay, this one is just the retail level. So sellers are going to increase their prices. So if they increase their prices, that means what? They are trying to, because more people are demanding for their product, so they are trying to increase their goods and service to catch up with supply. So what is going to happen is what? The government has to do something, or the central bank or the government has to do something about this thing. So the only best way you can do is to what? To increase what? The interest rate. So if the government increase interest rates, people won't desire to spend their money. They will rather love to what? Deposit, or they will rather love to what? Invest their money for it to give them more returns. You get it? So if inflation aside, what I'm trying to say is what? The simple this thing I'm trying to say is what? If inflation is high in an economy, what is going to happen is what? The government or the central bank, mostly as in the finances aspect is the central bank who is in charge of those things. So the central bank is going to increase what? Interest rate. You get it? The central bank is going to increase interest rate. So if interest rate is high, people will love to what? To put their money in treasury bills, fixed deposit, the bonds, and those stuffs. And people will be discouraged to take more loans. Okay, because interest on loan is going to be high, and interest on investments like the treasury bill, the fixed deposit, the bonds, and those things is going to what? Is going to increase. So people will love to invest their money. You get it? So that's what the central bank is going to do. So when inflation is high in an economy, to investors it is good for the economy, or to the economy. It's good for the economy. You get it? When CPI, when inflation is high, it's good for the economy. So with the data that has been released, 0.2, 0.3, 0.2, 0.3. So that means the previous month was 0.3, and now 0.2. So that means inflation has reduced. You get it? Inflation has depreciated. It's the figures, the data, according to the data over here, what they are expecting is what? Inflation to come down. You get it? So if inflation comes down, it is bad for the economy, because the central bank is not going to increase the interest rate because inflation is down. You get it? So if it is inflation is down, it is bad for the economy. It is bad for the economy, and if it is bad for the economy, it is also bad for what? The currency. It is also bad for the currency. So I'm expecting, according to this data that has been released, so all this thing, the CPI and the CPI, the year by year, and is it by or the CPI month by month, or those things, they are all less. Okay, so that means they are expecting weakness, or the dollar to depreciate in value. You get it? They are expecting the dollar to depreciate in value. So if it happens like that, if the dollar depreciates in value, that means any pair that you are going to pair with the dollar, you are going to expect appreciation in that currency. So pound dollar, I'm expecting a buy. You get it? I'm expecting a buy on the pound dollar. And when it comes to gold USD, I'm expecting gold USD to buy, because the dollar is going to depreciate in value. I hope with the simple explanation that I gave, it is clear to, even if you are a beginner, it will be clear to you. Unless maybe you did science in school, you did optometry. So they are expecting this thing. They are expecting the pound to appreciate in value. Anything that you are going to pair it with a dollar, you are expecting that currency to appreciate in value, and they're expecting the dollar to depreciate in value. So that's what you're expecting for the upcoming CPI around 12:30 GMT, 12:30 p.m. GMT. So CPI is a high impact news. So if you're in a trade, what you can do is what you either break even or what you either break even the trade, or you accept the risks, and what you allow the trade to run if you really believe mostly technical analysis aligns with what fundamental analysis. You get it? Mostly it aligns. So if your analysis is right, especially if most of the time frames, the higher time frames are in the same direction, what is going to happen is what technical fundamental analysis is really going to align with technical analysis. That's what mostly it happens. But when it comes to news events, the probability, as in your probability, the chances of price moving in your favor is very, very low. You get it? Very, very low. As in everything is all right, but news, anything can happen. It can happen like a whipsaw. It will move up and come down. So mostly when I'm in a trade during news events, or when news event is about to happen, I'm not comfortable with it. I'm not comfortable when. So I'll either close the trade, or if I'm in profit, I'll break even and the news will happen. So that's what usually I do. So I think it's a best advice, best way to go by. If you are already in loss, then you have to accept the risks and the trade should move in. But if you are in profit, what I would advise you to be doing is what you either break even and you allow the trade to like run, because you don't lose anything if the trade is moving against you. No, you are not going to lose anything. If it doesn't go in your favor, you are not losing anything, because if you've broken even. You get it? You've broken even. So let's move to the technical analysis part of uh, the business. So with the technical analysis, so yesterday we did some analysis on the stream on GBP JPY, and I think it moved very well according to how you projected, or how. So you guys, if you guys can remember, we did the analysis on this one. And one thing I said about this one is what, because of where price has gotten to, it's far from the area of interest, and with my stop loss and according to the take profit that was around this side, I'm not comfortable taking such trade, even though I didn't take it, but it ended up what moving in our favor. And we did analysis on GBP USD, that was in the private group, and it because I don't know what's happened. Mostly I really love the London volume than the New York volume. When it is the New York volume, especially if you are in a trade and around 1:30, 1 o'clock, 1:30, if the trade doesn't move in your favor, you have to count yourself like you are going to be stuck in what? Break even. So we entered the trade over here, and the thing looks like it is moving, it is not moving by. So it was annoying to me. So I closed it in a break even and I slept. I don't want to keep trade overnight, because I've been doing that thing and it didn't go well with me. So when the thing came into profit, I closed the trade, because this trade really stressed me to yesterday. It really stressed me. So this week, I think the other time too, that was on Tuesday, we entered GBP JPY. That was on this trade. It was the same trend, but this one happened to. We entered a trade around, that was also in the private group. We entered a trade around the side. Yeah, around this side. That one too didn't move as expected. We were expecting it to move to the side, but it didn't move as expected. It came into break even. So this week, I've gotten two break even, one wins. So I'm not going to the market. It's all about trying to beat the market. You get it? So as I've gotten one trade, I think I have to be very, very conservative by protecting the money that I've gotten, so that I will not ruin the week. You get it? Because I'm already ahead for the week. So trading is all about protecting your capital and protecting the small money you've gotten. You get it? So the more you trade, the more you expose yourself to the market, the chances of the market defeating you is very high. So try and outsmart the market. You get it? Try and outsmart. So I'm ahead this week. I'm ahead this week. I'm in profit this week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be very confident unless I see high probability trade setup before I'll try and risk, because I don't want to lose the profit I've made for the week. I'm protecting it and use it to show on Friday. So I don't want to use give it back to the market or the brokers again. So I'm going to protect my money. So I closed the trade around the side in break even, no loss, no wins. And I think now it's, if I supposing I expose my stuff, I allow the market to move, it would have been in what I would have. So you have to know. I have to know. One thing I've noticed is what I have to know what works from trading. It's not about someone is doing it; it's working for you. You have to ask yourself: is it working for you also? Because some people can hold trade overnight, some people can hold trade for number of times. So you need to know, you trying it, is it working for you? For me, it's not working for me. Holding trades overnight doesn't work for me. According to the way I trade, according to my according to statistics, it's not working for me. So if you realize it's not working for you, you just take it, get rid of it from your trading plan. You get it. So I think now I'm not going to be even doing that, holding trades and other stuff for overnight and those stuff. It's not me. I like getting the trade within the session. If it moves in my favor, then I'm out. You get it. I'm not going to be holding trades overnight and those stuff. It doesn't work well for me according to the way I trade. But maybe it will be working for someone. That doesn't mean what, because according to my statistics, it's not working for me. According to my data, it's not working for me. So that doesn't mean I have to also what be doing, since someone is, it's working for someone and the person has been catching more pips, so I have to also be doing the same thing. Nah, you need to know what works for you and what is not working for you. Then you focus on what works for you. So let's move on to GBP for today and let's do the technical aspect. So those on YouTube, you kindly give a like. And those, I think people are still not aware. With the stream, we do it every day. You get it? For Monday to Friday. So if you are not aware, we do it every day. People want to be updated before. Or you can either put the channel on what notification. So anytime that I will come on the stream, you will get notified. You get it, you get notified. So if you are not aware, we do it every day from Monday to Friday. We do it every day. We meet over here the same time from 6 a.m. GMT to what 9 o'clock a.m. GMT. So if you are not aware, kindly what just click on the bell icon and you'll be notified anytime I come on the stream. So with the technical aspect, so kindly give a like on the stream. If you have not liked the stream, kindly give a like and you can share the link to your friends who are also suffering in trading. So let's move to the monthly time frame and see what's happening. So with the monthly time frame, so the same thing every day, nothing changes. So as I said, trading the same thing every day. Nothing is going to be changed. Nothing is going to be changed. The only thing that is going to change is your lot size. And if you're on YouTube and you're having any question after the analysis, you need to ask questions. So you people are not asking questions. It tells me you people are you just come and witness and you go, come and witness and you go. And you can't be good in that when you are trading. You need to ask questions. You get it. The more you ask questions, the more you get your answered your problem or your questions being answered. But you people are not putting in the work according to, based on your attitude, because no, most people are not asking questions. You don't ask questions, so that means you are really not just, you just come and observe and go. You come and observe. You don't do back tests. You don't do anything. You just come and observe. People are just interested in giving signals and those stuff. That's not the way. Try and do things yourself. That's the best way to go in life. Try and do things. Don't rely on someone for your source of income. What of the next day the person is not available, the person is dead? Life is uncertain. You get it? Life is uncertain. Today you be alive, tomorrow you are gone. You get, so if you are relying on someone for your source of income, a time will come you are going to, poverty is going to reign you and your family. So try and do things yourself. That's the best way to go in life. Do things yourself, invest in yourself. So with the monthly time frame, we have, so it's all the monthly time frame. What we do is what we identify the various support and resistance level. So the various support and resistance, we have what? We have a resistance over here. This is the current resistance. You get it? This is the current resistance. We have a resistance over here. We have a support over here. So it's all about using the trend to identify it, because you have higher high as well, higher high. This is the point the structure change in what? The monthly time frame moves to what? This point also turn it what? A downtrend, later consolidated for some time before it moved up. You get it? So this is the point the market change structure. So it changed structure around this side. It changed structure around this side. So this is the current support. This is the current support. We're having valid support over here, because the reason why I've indicated this current only this support is what? These ones are all what? These ones are all valid. These ones are also current valid support or current support. What do you call it? These ones are all valid support. But the reason why I only indicated this one is because this monthly time frame, this candle is going to take a long time for it to get to this side. You get it? Before it will get to this side, I'm not sure it's going to be today. So that's why I indicated only this one, the valid one, with this one. You get it? So when price break, you are expecting a retest. So if it is retesting, it's either going to retest on this one, retest on this one, okay, before the trend will change. So this is the last level that if it's retested or not, price is going to what? The trend is going to change. You get it? So that's why I indicated it over there. So this is the last support level that if it change, everything is going to change. The trend is going to change what? A downtrend. So when candle close below this one, when the candle close below this one, the trend change to what? A downtrend. So when it happens to be like this, the trend will change what? A downtrend. So this is the current support level. So I'm expecting price to come to this side, but it's really going to take a long time for price to get to this side. You get it? It's really going to take a long time for price to get to this side, because this is the monthly time frame, and with the monthly time frame, for every month a candle is formed and a candle is closed. So before this candle is going to get to this side, unless maybe you are going to have a high impact news, so especially CPI can move price to this side, because in CPI you are going to be seeing, or we need to expect big candles for CPI, because it's a sensitive data, okay, to the economy. Inflation is a sensitive data to the economy. So it's either going to make the currency appreciate or depreciate, or the exchange rate to appreciate or depreciate. So when you move to the weekly time frame, so the weekly time frame, the trend is what? An uptrend. The trend is up on the weekly time frame. You get it? The trend is up on the weekly time frame. So we are expecting, and now this is where the candle close. Okay, so as the candle close around this side, it refused to break below this one. So it's still retesting. So it has retested it 100%. This move has been retraced, or it has been corrected 100%. You get it, based on where this candle closed. So we are having what? Current support over here. So if you are confused on how to identify the various supports and resistances, the best way to go by is use line chart. So if you use the line chart, you'll be able to see it very well. You'll be able to see the various levels. So this is the support level. You get it? This is the support level. So we have price is having this move, or price is having, or the candle is having more room to fill this one. We have more room for this portion or this area to get filled. You get it? So can be trading within this range, because there's no support and resistance around this side. So if price is moving, it is going to move freely. It's with no distraction, or with no distraction from levels that when price gets to those levels, it's either going to what? it's either going to break or retest. So you don't have to be trading on those levels. But I need to know the time frame you are focusing on. And if you are focusing on the higher time frame like H4, you have to know that H4 free zone. When you have free zone in H4, you don't have to focus or pay attention to the various the minor what support and resistances on the lower time frame. The higher time frame what overshadow those things or overshadow those lower time frames. So you don't have to pay much attention to them. So when we move to the daily time frame, so that's the only thing that you are going to be checking on the weekly time frame. So the various you've identified the various support and resistance, because if you don't come to the higher time frame, if you don't come to the higher time frame and you focus solely on maybe H1 or H4, you might not know if there's what support or resistances on the other time frame. And to know, these are the standard time frames, the monthly, weekly, daily, H4. These are the standard time frames that what I mostly focus on. So some people too might focus on the 2 hours based on their experience level. But I normally focus on, these are my standard time frames that when I'm doing analysis, I focus on the monthly, weekly, daily, H4. These are my standard time frames that I usually focus on. Okay, I usually focus on. So when you move to the daily time frame, on the daily time frame, so this week we took advantage of this sell. Okay, it was a nice sell that has what made our week up. So you took a sell over here on this the first move, price retrace. So as I've been saying, it's all about, it's a competition among buyers and sellers. So you don't have to expect the move towards, if it is selling, a free flow one on one side at all time. You need to be expecting a pullback and other stuff too. You get it. You need to expect a pullback and other stuff. So that's why sometimes you need to know your target. So yesterday we entered the trade. The thing went against us for like close to our stop loss. You get it. It was nearly close to our stop loss. But because I strongly believe in where I'm placing my stop loss, I strongly believe in what my analysis. I was not bothered. I was not worried about the pullback. I know it's just a minor pullback because it's just a tug of war, buyers and sellers trying to pull each other. You get it. So if you are selling, you need to expect a certain time or a certain point in the trade, you need to expect a pullback. The pullback might be maybe buyers are trying to take over the market, but the broader view, you get it, the broader view, sellers are what's in charge of the market. So that's why someone asked me the thing is making a deep pullback, and I said let's trust in what the high time frame analysis. You get it? So don't focus on the minor retracements and those things. You need to always know what you are doing. So a beginner would have closed the trade prematurely because he think the trade is going to go against him or her. But you need to know what you are doing. The higher time frame is what that was where my focus was. So I was not bothered about the minor retracements. You get, so you need to always. So that's why I love what trading the higher time frame. You get it, because if I focus on the lower time frame, I would have been stopped out if I was using the lower time frame for my stop loss. So this is where the market retrace. This was where the market retraced. Where was it? So we entered a trade around this side. So that's why you need to join the private group. If you join the group, you are going to be getting this. We share trade ideas together. We see the market together. This is where we entered the trade. We entered it around here. So this pullback, you were in this pullback the whole of the session. You get it? You were in this pullback. So someone would have closed the trade because he's thinking that thing is making deep pullback. So you need to know what you are looking for. Focus on the high time frame. So the high time frame stop loss was around this side, and what the thing started moving in our favor. You get it? So always understand what you are doing. Always know your target. You get it? So when you move to the daily time frame, on the daily time frame is still what a downtrend. Okay, that's the focus. So the nearest support level that price might retest is on this level. This is the nearest support level. This is the nearest support level. So we have another support over here. So now the daily time frame has finally closed. Yes. So this is the current support. So this is the current resistance. This is the current support level. So we have a room. This is the room that we are expecting price to fall. So anytime price will get to this side, we are going to see reaction. It's either going to what? The reaction is either going to break out or what? A retracement. But one thing you have to note is what? Nothing is certain over here. When price gets to this side, nothing is certain. So you need to pay attention to this level, because if one is still in the trade, if you expose yourself to the market, it's either going to move against you or what? It's either going to go in your favor. So you don't want to put yourself in this position of what? Doubting on whether the price, or being skeptical on whether price is going to move against you or this thing. You need to what? Either what? Close your trade, take some of your profit, and you allow the market to run. You get it? Allow the market to run, or you close the trade because this is your target. So when you move to the H4 time frame, so now you've noticed the daily is what? The daily time frame is a downtrend. You get it? The daily time frame is a downtrend. So yesterday we were expecting price to get to this side. This was the target for yesterday, but I think because the time we entered the trade, there was what? Less volume in the market. Less volume in the market. Price what? The sellers struggle to move price to this side. You get it? They struggle to move price to this side. So buyers took over, push price to this side, push price to this side. So we are still expecting a sell because we still have a zone. So we have a support to this side. I'm still expecting a sell. Get it? So let's move to the lower time frame and see. So when you check the H1 time frame, we still have some zones. Get it? We still have some zones for price to fall. So let's see whether we will get uh you will get what? So you are expecting the candle to start flipping. So if the candle starts flipping bearish, you might be taking a sell for the trend, for the zone to what? Completely fell. So that's what you are going to be expecting. So I'm expecting a flip of this candle. So maybe lending open might be doing that. But one thing you have to notice, what? The candle dip has been broken. At this point, the candle dip has been broken. So, but the overall what trend is what? A downtrend. The daily is a downtrend. H4 is a downtrend. The daily time frame, so the candle broke and closed above that support level. Now tends to a resistance. So the resistance level has been broken. You get it? That the support, it was previously support, now broken, turns what? A resistance. So it has been broken. The candle has broken and closed it. So I'm expecting the trend to continue down to that level. Okay, that's what I'm expecting. So currently price was retesting on it. It refused to broke. So I'm expecting a flip. But one thing you have to notice, what? This candle tip has been broken. You get it? It has been broken. So it might either break it totally or what? It will start retracing. But we need to be very careful because this thing has been ranging a lot, and we can still be trapped in what? In the range if you enter prematurely. So I'm expecting a flip of this candle to the downside, then you what? You take a sell. So let's see what's going to happen. So maybe during the lending open session, so in the nearest 5 minutes, we are going to be seeing some volume in the market. That's lending open around 7 a.m. GMT. So let's move to GBP JPY and see what's happening. So let me clear everything and start everything afresh. So on the monthly time frame, on GBP JPY, is still what? The support is still valid. The support is still valid on the monthly time frame. So this resistance is still valid, but it's going to take a long time for price to get to this side. So when you move to the weekly time frame, so with the weekly time frame, I still see more potential for the market to buy. You get it? Because the weekly, the tip of this one has been broken. So I still see some buys. You get it? I still see some more buys in GBP JPY because of how the weekly structure is. You get it? Because it has broken. This is the point. It made some rate test broke. It needs to rate test on this one. It made a pullback. I'm expecting the trend continuation, but you can't be taking a buy in the sense that if you are taking a buy over here, your stop loss is going to be the range is too much. And I think with a small account, you can't even take this trade. 675 pips. With 675 pips, even if you are using 0.1, and I know most people are using small account. If you are using small account, you need to ask yourself, what loss size will you be able to use? And it's going to, you can't even be trading with this stop loss. It's too big. So that's why we are moving to the lower time frames to be searching entry. But the higher time frame, the higher time frame is what a buy according to the weekly time frame. The way it has presented itself, the structure has presented itself. So when you move to the daily time frame, we're having a support resistance over here. You're having a resistance over here. We're having a resistance to over there. So at the daily time frame, you have a clean zone to this side. There's a clean zone. So let's move to the H4. We can't be taking a buy now because you are on what a resistance. I don't recommend taking entries on support and resistances. You need to make sure price has broken and closed. That's when you are going to be getting more wins. So when you move to the daily H4 time frame, with the H4 time frame currently, the H4 time frame, the market, the previous candle broke above this one. You get it? The previous candle broke above this one, and you're having a resistance to at this side. So let's look left and see. So when you look left, I think you still have tradable zone. This is the current price. What is the current price? So this is where price is. Okay. So we're having a resistance over here. So this is the tradable zone at the H4 time frame. So what you are expecting is what price is still on a resistance. So you can see this was when you look left, you have this. When you look left, you have this resistance. So you see this current candle, this bullish candle, the green candle. You see it's retested on the resistance and it went back. So that's why I always advise don't be trading on support and resistance. It's retested on it and it went back. You get it. So unless this candle break and close before we start making decision, you get it. Before we start making decision on this buy, okay. But the overall this thing is what the broader view is what an uptrend. This candle is just still ongoing, so we can't conclude it has changed. Structure has changed. It's still an uptrend. So this is what I'm expecting. Then what a continuation to this side, unless the candle has broken and closed, because it's still retesting on it. Okay, it's still retesting on it. Before, so something like this, that's what I'm expecting. Then maybe we take a buy at this side. But we have CPI, upcoming CPI at 12:30. So maybe after, if you don't get trade before maybe 9 o'clock, or before 9 o'clock, you are going to be, if you are stuck in a trade, you are going to be experiencing what? A ranging. The market is going to consolidate for some time before it's moving in your favor, because we have an upcoming high impact news. So that's what I'm expecting on GG. So with GU, what I'm expecting is a flip. Maybe the lending session We are going to be seeing a flip in the lending session. So as the lending session, yeah, so it has opened. So what I'm expecting is a flip in the candle. Okay, what I'm expecting is a flip because currently, if I'm taking a buy, a sell over here, we have a lot of consolidation. I love to put myself in a position where I'm going to, so I don't rush trades. That's why my win rate is very high. It's very, like, I don't say I don't lose, but my losses are very minimal. It's once a while because I usually what look for what I take my time before I'll execute. I don't just execute in the name of I just want to execute. I execute. I'm very patient. So we have a tradable distance. We have a lot of consolidation. I don't want to put myself in this situation. You get it? So some of the trades that I love taking. The reason why, even though yesterday we had a lot of consolidations around here, but the reason why I took the sell is because when you move to the higher time frame, on the higher time frame, we are having this kind of broke above this strong zone. You get it? It broke above this strong zone. It broke above this strong zone because it's consolidated and none of the body of the candle has broken below this one. None of the body of the candle, but this body of the candle broke. So that's why I took this up. Because if you look left, you don't have consolidation. The consolidations are going to be reflected on the lower time frame. Because I was focusing on the high time frame, I was not bothered about this consolidation. You get, I was not bothered about this consolidation. So you need to always put yourself in a position where you are going to be winning most often. Okay, you are going to be winning most often. So I'm expecting a flip of this candle. Okay, I'm expecting a flip of this candle to close below this one. That's what I'm expecting because it has consolidated for a long time over here. It has consolidated for a long time over here. So I think so. Yesterday I closed the trade early. Price is price is still ranging around that point. We have a support. You see this one. If you move to the line chart, you can see you have multiple support levels over here. We have support. You get there was a support over here. There was a support over here. So price is really struggle. And when you come to the resistance to over here, we are having what daily resistance around that side. We have a daily resistance around that side. So it's going to take some time for price to be able to break through that. It's really going to take some time. So you don't have to just sell, even though the direction of the market, according to the higher time frame, is what? According to the higher time frame, is a sell. But you don't have to be selling at that point. You need to wait for a break of structure, then we take in the sell. You get it? Then we take in the sell. Yeah, so that's what I'm expecting. So let's check on gold. Let me see whether let me see. Let's check on gold for the gold levels. So with gold, I think gold is giving an opportunity. So with the monthly time frame on gold, the monthly time frame, as I said, So gold, I'm expecting. So the U.S. election is going to come off on 5th of November, right? Let me check it before before U.S. election. I think 5th November. Yeah, 5th November. So I'm expecting a bullish in what gold. I'm expecting gold to move and the cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin to also move up. Before that will be before the election. So 5th November we are going to the election is going to come off. So gold is in all time high, and I'm expecting still people are going to move their assets, or they are going to move their investment from the US election, because elections are uncertain. You get it? Uncertain. So investors won't love to keep their money or their savings in such an economy, unpredicted economy, because they don't know what will happen in the election. Even though their democracy is I think it's kind of stable, but still we have uncertainties in the minds of investors. So they will move their investments in such an economy. So I'm expecting gold to what? They'll be moving. Some people will be buying more gold, and other people will be saving in more bitcoins and other stuff. So those things are going to rise. So gold is going to. I'm expecting more bullish in gold. So when you move to the weekly time frame, at the weekly time frame, so price is going to take a long time, but I can still indicate it over here. Still indicate it over here. So when you move to the daily time frame, on the daily time frame, we are currently having this thing. The trend is not that clear, but we have a support over here. We have a support over there. At the H4 time frame, when you move to the H4 time frame, at the H4 time frame, so we are looking for a sell on gold. So currently we are on what's a support level. So the H1 is an uptrend. You get it? So I would love to see. If the 9 o'clock is going to close around the side, then it will be a nice sell. If it is going to close around the side, it will be a nice sell to take. But because currently we are having we are on a support level. You get it? We are on a support level. So I would love to see the closure, the candle closure below this one. Then you get a nice sell to this side. That's what I'm expecting. So with GU, I'm expecting what? A flip of the candle. I'm expecting the candle to flip bearish. Okay, I'm expecting it to flip bearish. So as the landing open, you didn't see something high volume. Maybe you'll be seeing it in the 8 o'clock, the candle, 8 o'clock candle. You'll be seeing it in that time frame. Okay, so does it mean example 1 day, 4 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 15? So Gideon, your question is not clear. Does time, please kindly do proofreading before you send. Don't just type it, because what you have written over here I don't even understand. Does time mean, what are you trying to say? I don't get your question. So you can just drop your question in the chat box. Mentor, some of the red for the news impact. What does it mean? So kindly be patient and type your questions. So those on YouTube, you can type your questions in the chat box. anything related to forex. It should be something related to forex, not outside forex. Don't come and ask me, are you married? Are you staying with your parents? How many cars are you having? How many days? It should be related to forex. So we are waiting for the flip of the candle. So let me see. Uh, so kindly type your question again. I'm not getting it well. Your question is not clear. So if this candle flip, we can be taking a sell because you still have some room to for candles to fill. We still have more room for this zone to fill. So I think we have very minor zone over here. So let me see the pip range. So the pip range is 21 pips. That's timing. One, eight, four, one, not clear. So the thing is, you need to focus on the higher time frame. That's based on my experience, oh, because on the higher time frame, it's easily to be your the structure is easily to get invalidated. If you want to be profitable, according to my sites, I think you need to focus on the higher time frame. So the higher time frames are the 4 hour, the 4 hour time frame, the daily time frame, the weekly time frame. Those time frames are the best to focus on. If you focus on smaller time frames, the 15-minute time frame, the focus that I'm talking about is what? As in your directional bias. If you are looking at your directional bias, you get it. If you are looking at you are looking at the direction where the market where you are going to base on to take entry, because sometimes when I get the direction of the market, I move to the lower time frames to what? To be taking entry. You get it? I move to the lower time frame to be taking entry. So when it comes to the directional bias, we need to focus on what? The high time frame. So let me talk about this thing. So I know a lot of people are still confused on whatever. This thing that I'm doing is very simple, but a lot of people have been confused about it. So that's why I'm introducing the boot camp. So with the boot camp, the boot camp, we are going to start everything afresh. You get it? We are going to start everything afresh. How to the apps to use, the forex overview of forex, where like everything from scratch. Okay, we are going to start everything from scratch. So here is not it's not going to be the case where someone knows this, someone doesn't know this. You have started in the middle, the person didn't come early. So that's why I want to start everything afresh. You get it? Everything afresh from the start of forex to the end of forex. And this thing is really going to take a lot of time. It's really going to drain me because we are going to be doing it every day. You get it? It's going to be evening session every day after work. I know a lot of people are working and they are busy during the daytime. So we are going to be doing it in the evening time. So you start everything afresh, analyze, break the candles, how candles are formed, how I know a lot of people are confused on the lines that I drawn on the chart. Everything is going to be explained, how you'll be able to use fundamentals, how to even make decisions by yourself. You get it? How to make decisions by yourself. So everything is going to be explained. So if we are not taking advantage of this one, and next time if I'm going to do something like this, I'm not going to be charging an amount that I'm charging now, because it should be higher than this one because it's my first time. That's why I'm charging such an amount of money. So if you're interested, kindly register for the bootcamp. So mentor, some of the red folded news bring very long and others too does not. So are there specific ones that you should put? Yeah, so when it comes to that's why I'm saying the news event is uncertain. When it comes to a news event, sometimes you might even be seeing, but we have some news events that they are very impactful. With that one, no matter what, it's going to be impactful. But one thing, some of the news events, you can write them down. So we have news events like this one's retail sales. Okay, let me start with NFP. Yeah, we have NFP, non-farm payroll. Okay, it's also a job data. We have NFP, so the high impact news. The high impact news that never fails. High impact news. So we have NFP, non-farm payroll, NFP. We have CPI, Consumer Price Index. We have retail sales. We have FOMC, Federal Operating Market something, FOMC. So this is an interest rate data, okay, for the US, for the Fed. So Fed Operating Market Committee, yeah, Fed Operating Market Committee or Federal Operating Market. So the Fed, FOMC. So if you see FOMC, it's something like if it is FOMC meeting, that means they are talking about the interest rate. But if it's FOMC, like that means what? It's interest rate release, and interest rate is something that is very very important to the strength and the weakness of the currency. So FOMC and what again? Employment data. So it can be either unemployment or employment data. It's also very very impactful. Employment or unemployment. And PMI, Purchasing Management Index. So they usually ask the purchasing managers what their view on the economy. So this one too, it's either going to be ISM or what is this, service or manufacturing. So mostly the service one is most impactful. So it's either going to be service or manufacturing. So they usually ask the purchasing managers how they are feeling, their view on the current economy. So manufacturing. You get it, manufacturing. So this news event, if you are trading currencies, if you are trading synthetic and those things, you shouldn't be bothered about this one. But if you are trading currencies, okay, or if you are trading commodities like gold, the silver, it also impacted. If you are trading currencies and those things, you have to make sure it's going to impact it. Okay. So you can, when you see this news event, if I've forgotten, maybe I'll remember the rest. But these are the ones that I remember: the NFP, the CPI, retail sales, the FOMC, employment data. So you need to understand the meaning of this news event, okay, and its impact on the economy. So as I explained today, inflation is good for the economy. So if it is good for the economy, mostly, what do you call it? The performance of the economy is what the performance of the economy affects the currency, because every currency is affiliated to an economy. You get it? So the performance of the economy, if the economy is doing bad, it's going to affect the currency. If the economy is doing good, it's going to affect the currency positively. If it's doing bad, it's going to affect the currency negatively. So you need to understand the news event and its impact on the economy. So retail sales, if retail sales is high, what impact does it have on the economy? If retail sales is good, what impact does it have on the economy? And the FOMC is what, as I said, interest rate. So if they increase interest rates, what impact does it have on the economy? If they reduce interest rates, what impact does it have on the economy? Employment, you need to understand its impact on the economy so that you'll be able to use it to interpret this one. You get it? And the PMI and those stuff, if you understand them, you'll be able to interpret the news event. Okay, so it's very simple. So these are the ones that are very impactful. And if you are in a trade and you are in profit, I will advise you break even, because things can be bad. Okay, if you are in a trade, you can either break even. You get it? You can either break even, or if you are in loss, you either accept the risk of what you've lost anything can happen, and you allow the trade to run. Okay. Or if you are not comfortable, you either close the trade if it is about to happen. Especially, you can't expose yourself during NFP time. If you are in a trade or if you are in profit, you can't just expose yourself in the name the trade will move in your favor. Anything can happen. News, these things that you are seeing over here is just a speculation. It's just a prediction. If it is right, everyone will be millionaire today. You get it. This forecast news that data you are seeing, if it is right, then everyone will be millionaire today, because we are all going to bet, because we are expecting weakness in what the CPI, and CPI, if inflation data is less, that means it's going to affect the economy very badly. If it is affecting the economy badly, the currency is going to what? There's going to be weakness in the economy. Everyone is going to what? Buy any US related pair. Everyone is going to buy, and you are going to be rich. But the news, these ones are just speculation. It's not the exact or the actual figures. So you need to pay attention to them very well. You get it? You need to pay attention to them. So these ones are the ones that you need to pay attention to them if they are about to be released. Attention to them, because things can be worse. Okay, so we need to pay attention to them. But we have other ones, and one thing I've seen is what sometimes retail sales. I've seen at certain points where retail sales, we didn't, even though we are expecting it to see big candles, but it was not impactful like that. You get it? It was not impactful like that. So news event is uncertain. News is uncertain. But when it comes to NFP, by all means, you are going to see big candles. When it comes to PMI, you are going to be seeing the service one, you are going to be seeing big candles. The CPI, you are going to be seeing big candles. So with that one, some news you are going to be seeing big candles. Other news too, it's going to be very slow. It's going to be very slow. So these are the ones that you need to pin it down and take note of them. So I'm talking about which is the best time focus with for somebody who why sorry, I'm asking about which is the best time focus with for somebody who is working. So if you are working, then you have to focus on the high time frames so that you'll be watching the market every 4 hour or the daily time frame. So focus on the high time frame if you are actively working with less time. You get it? So every 4 hour you watch the chart. You watch the chart. So if you are working, the lower time frames are not for you. And sometimes, even though you are focusing on the high time frame, you need to look at the lower time frame for your entry. So it's like fundamentals. The technical analysis help us to what? To see the technical analysis will give you the view. So especially if now, as we analyze the fundamentals, we notice that what we are going to expect weakness in what the dollar. So any dollar related, any pair that we are going to play it with the dollar, we are going to expect weakness in that. So even though we know, you get it, we know, not we know, we have noticed that that's what's going to happen. But where are you going to buy? Technical analysis is going to help you. So the same thing as when you are focusing on the higher time frame. If you focus on the higher time frame, by all means, you need to go to the lower time frame to look for entries. You get it? Because this one, for instance, if you check GBPJPY on the weekly time frame, I'm expecting this zone to get filled. I'm expecting this whole move to get filled, but I can't enter a buy upfront. I need to wait for what? I need to wait for entry. So the entry is going to be what? Going to the lower time frame to look for entry. So you need to be very, you need to still move to the lower time frames and look for what? Entries. But you still, if you are working, you still, if you know what you are doing. So me, for instance, if suppose maybe I'm working for someone, I'm actively working for someone, with my experience level and with my knowledge level, I'll still get time to trade. I'll still be able to trade. Okay, you'll still be able to trade because you understand. But as a beginner, I think you'll find it very difficult. But with time, so if you are actively working and with the time frame, the high time frame is not favorable for you, you can still focus on the Asian session. Okay, focus on, if you're in Africa, you focus on Asians. I think if you're in America, the lending session happens at the dawn time. So they usually experience the New York session during the daytime. So based on your time frame, based on your time zone, okay, based on your time zone. So you have to have sound mind when you are trading. If your mind is clouded with more stuff, I think you are not going to make good decisions. So don't trade when you are under stress. It's not by force. Wait when you are like you're having sound mind before you execute. So if you don't pressure yourself, because this with this one, money is underlined. You get it, it's money involved. So make sure you are trading when you are having clear mind, you are not stressed out and those things. So if you're in Africa or if you're in Ghana, for instance, mostly the learning session and the New York session happens when people are working, actively working. Okay, it happens during the daytime. So don't bother yourself. Focus on the Asian session. So the Asian session happens around the dawn time. So when you close from work, you sleep for some time, and when it's around maybe 11:30, you wake up and you trade the Asian session. So the Asian session, the volume starts around 12 o'clock, 12:30. Okay, 12 o'clock, 12:30 to 1. After those volume has passed, you can sleep, you can go back to sleep. Peace, like you'll be having peace of mind, sound mind during that time. So when you are trading during that time, so you need to make sure you're focusing on the yen and the AUD and the NZD pairs, because that's their session. Don't go and trade GBP USD during the Asian session. You'll be losing. You get, because all the sessions, GBP is closed during the Asian session, USD is closed during the Asian session. So you are not going to see much volume. So if you want to see much volume, you can trade pair like GBP JPY. You are going to see nice movement. You can trade AUD USD during what? The Asian session. NZD USD during the Asian session. Don't be trading GBP USD or NZD USD during the Asian session. Sorry, USD CHF during the lending Asian session, you are going to be losing most of, because you are not going to see volume during that time. So the Asian session is good during that time. This Asian session is between which time? Yeah, so in Ghana, the Asian session is between, it's around it starts, the pre-Asian session starts around 11:30 p.m. So after 11:30 p.m., if you get a trade, you can take it, because the Asian session, the volume starts coming in around 12 a.m. The 12 a.m. Okay, dawn time. So you can be taking trades during that time. So I hope I've made myself clear. So don't stress yourself if your work is more demanding. Just focus on the Asian session. You can still be profitable. But one thing is, those times are mostly you don't see much volume. So you don't see much volume during that time. So if you want to see the times that the volume comes, so let's check this one, for instance, H1 time frame. So let's see the volume during the Asian session. So you see, this candle was what? Asian session candle. You see this candle? It was Asian session. I don't know whether there was some news event, because this spike, that was Thursday. There was no news event. So this the Asian session candle. So when you move to, so when you move to, so this is the Asian session candle. You see the volume. So sometimes the Asian session, we have some volume during that time. So you can be trading that time. You can be trading that time. So I'm trying to show you some of the volume. So today is 9. So not every day that you are going to be seeing more volume during that time. But I think if you trade that session for some time, you know which currency pair usually brings in volume. So this is, so this was what the pre-Asian session candle. So we have some volume during that time. So you start around 11:30. Okay, you start around 11:30 and you trade it to maybe 2 a.m. 2 a.m. is when, after 2 a.m. is when the volume start dying. So it's similar to oil. Yeah, it's similar to the New York session. So New York session to after 2 o'clock p.m. volume start dying. Okay. So you can be doing that same thing in the Asian session. So 11:30 p.m. you start preparing for the session. So you can trade it for 12. So I think 2 to 3 hours. You can dedicate that time for that, because most times it's, as I said yesterday, it's best when you are witnessing the market moving. You get more experience during that time. If you witness the market moving, doing back tests, coming back and watch the candle doesn't help. Live trading is the profitable way of what is the profitable is the best way to be profitable. Is the best way to be profitable. So I think you can be doing your back testing and be checking the candles like how I'm doing. You can be checking the candles during that time, like how I'm doing. You get it, like how I'm doing. So you can be doing that. You trade GBP JPY, and I think gold too during gold around 132. This some volume during that time. But it's been a while that I traded the Asian session. Those times I used to trade that session, but it's been a while. So I'm now focused, since I have more time, I now focus on the London and New York session. So I was expecting this candle to flip, and as I explained earlier, I said because of the tip has been broken, because the tip has been broken, so I'm expecting, but we have strong zones around this side, so price might struggle for some time before it will be broken. But let's see what's going to happen. Let's see what's going to happen. So I trade within my trading plan. So, Bernie, how are you?
I'm new. Yourself.
I'm doing well. How did your trade went yesterday? How did it go?
Oh, just after three, I've closed it. I didn't even break it. I've closed it. The profit I've gotten is okay for me.
Yeah, it was kind of. I think after 2 p.m., it's not favorable. Mostly,
Yeah,
it's not favorable. But some a time will come to that. After that time, you'll be getting more volume and you'll be saying, I should have closed it. I should have held it. I should have held it. But I think that time is not favorable.
yeah. But the best time is during the session. So
Yeah,
when there is even volume during the New York, then you get it to
you
really
get
get
it.
it.
Yeah, so it's better when you get
So
a
if there
trade
is,
earlier.
yeah,
If you get a trade earlier. So I think this week there you are way up.
to cry.
This was last Monday trade was the trade I should have Forex more,
Oh,
because
true.
it was a clear trade. It was a clear trade. So this week has been good as compared to last week.
Yeah, it's true. Yesterday, the brother was very scary.
I know, I thought this trade there you've lost, but I was one thing too is I was confident because this H4 candle broke below this one. That's where the confidence I had the confidence. But the way the drawdown was going, I said, nah, this one there, this one there, you've lost the trade. The thing really, I never expected it's even going to come to this side. But I was confident this the way the H4, because I really trust in the H4 candle, the H4 volume. I
Yeah,
really trust it. So the moment I saw the break and it said, oh, the H4 has broken, and I said, because when you move to the H1 too, it was a downtrend.
right.
It was a downtrend, but even though we had a consolidation, but the focus was on H4. So that's why I said the stop loss should have been. So imagine if we use the lower time frame as a stop loss, you would have been stopped out.
Yes.
Just if you use the H1 candle, that's why even though when you use the H4, you are going to get big stop loss, but it's advisable because the more if you lose more in the market, it really distracts us in. it doesn't get your mindset upright. So it's better you get
Yes.
more. If you get more wins, I think more hope, you get more hopes in what you are doing. But it was too scary. The draw more than 50% retracement, close to the
Yes.
stop loss, and it later reversed. It was a legendary trade, but unfortunately, it didn't go as planned. It's consolidated for some time.
Yes.
So when we talk about volume,
But
you said
USD is still on that pen.
USD CHF.
Mm.
Why you took a trade on that?
No. But I'm monitoring it for some time now.
It's a nice pair.
Yeah, it's a nice pair.
Yeah, I think there was a sell over here, a buy over here.
Yeah.
There was a buy
Yeah,
over
yeah, yeah,
here. I'm following a certain guy. The guy took this trade from here. He he was in the trade to this side. The guy who is turning the $100 to a million.
yeah.
He traded this one and he turned the account to $800,000.
Ah,
$100 to
it's a
800.
nice pair.
Is it?
It's a nice pair. I'm watching it.
Yeah. It's a nice pair, but for now I'm not going to add anything again. I don't want to.
Okay.
But you can bring it up for analysis. But I'm not going to add anything again
Sure.
because I've been getting more. GBP USD is the one that has been giving me more profitability. So I need to, I think, focus on that. So when we talk about volume simply means what? When we are a time where we have more buyers and sellers. So if you have more buyers, more people buying and selling the same currency pair, we are going to be seeing big candles. So when you hear me saying volume, that's what it means. It's the time that people are coming in. More people are going to bring in. More people are going to buy and sell the same currency pair. You get it? So especially those times are the times that the banks and those people start executing. The banks start executing trades and other stuff. So GBP USD didn't go as planned. I was expecting it to flip. Then we take a sell. So imagine I'm still holding this trade. What would have happened? I would have been stopped out. Imagine I'm still holding. So sometimes you need to based on experience. You need to follow the plan. So I would have been in drawdown by now. I decided to close the trade before the FOMC. I don't want any problem. So I'm expecting, so still the candle hasn't closed yet, so it can still flip. It can still flip to a sell. So that's what I'm expecting it to happen. So I was expecting gold to also flip. So if the 9 o'clock candle close, then according to the fundamentals, I think what we analyze might come to pass. But I would love to for us to break down. So maybe you'll be discussing it in the private group with the CPI, what I'm expecting and those stuffs. So sometimes this numbers you are seeing over here, sometimes it happens to be true, sometimes too it fails. You get it? Sometimes too it fails. So you just need to you just need to be observing it. But after 9, I'm not sure. Even there was no proper setup. So after 9, I'm not sure I'm going to even take any trade. So the news has been released. I'm not sure I've been taking any trade. So the news has been released. Yeah, that's what I'm going to expect. So maybe what we analyze might even be true. So can this one still flip bearish? It can still flip bearish because so this one, for instance, this candle even broke these zones. It broke these zones before it even started flipping. So this one can still flip, but I'm still observing and see what's going to happen. I'm still observing to see what's going to happen. So it's a waiting game. Trading is all about waiting. But if you are trading the lower time frames like 15 minutes, you just press buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell. Uh, I don't do that. I don't do that. Okay. So focus on my best advice for everyone is if you are starting out or if you are a struggling trader and you have been losing, you win today, you lose today. Like I'm having a peace of mind as I started focusing on the high time frame, waiting for the high time frame confirmations. I'm having a peace of mind. So I'm always going to give you my advice on how I broke out from. So I was in a break even for more than I was in a break even for more than 2 years. You will see people making profits and you'll be asking yourself. So I later realized I need to. So some of you are even just young in the game. Some of you are like 6 months, 2 months, 4 months. So you people are not like I want to see someone who has been in the game for 6 years, like maybe 3 years, 4 years, and the person is still struggling. I'm going to mentor the person to be profitable. I just want to see. I've not come across someone like that so far. So you sometimes you be in profits, you lose it again. You kind of worried about what's going on. What's going on? If you focus on lower time, higher time frame was the deal. The moment I started focusing on the higher time frame, things started clicking. Things started clicking. So if you have been losing consistently, focus on the higher time frame. It's you are not going to be taking you are not going to be getting trades more often, getting trades consistently. But I think your losses are going to be, it depends on, everyone is going to tell you different thing. If you tell someone you have been losing, everyone has its own view. But for me, one thing I'm going to advise you to be doing is what, focus the higher time frames is the best. So for me, I don't usually aim for within a week. What I want is what, one or two trades within a week, one or two trades within a week, one or two trades within a week, one or two trades. I'm not stressing. You get it? I'm not stressing to be getting trades every day, every day, every day. I want high quality trades. So if you get one or two trades within a week, you are going to be making more money, more profit in the market. You're going to be getting more profit in the market. That's what you need to focus on. So nothing good is happening. Nothing good is happening unless the candle flip at the edge. So since the candle hasn't closed yet, it can still be a flip because you have a strong zone over here. You have a strong zone over here. But the CPI might change everything. The CPI might change everything. But if you look at GBP USD, the dip has been broken. The dip has been broken. So, and one thing too is when you watch the weekly carefully, see it retested on its one. So it might be, it can just be what start moving. This point is going to be a week. It can happen. You are going to see something like this. It can happen. We can see something like this. It can just be a week. It can happen. We can see something like this. Okay, so this one can be a week, and the body will close below above this one. Then you see a continuation. As according to the data we are seeing, there might be the pound is going to be strong for the CPI. For the CPI, they are expecting the dollar to be weak. So maybe something of that sort might happen. Something of that sort might happen. So it's possible, okay? It's possible. Trading is real. I know some people still have doubts about is this thing real. People are saying some things bad about like bad things about trading is fake because you've not come across a good person, someone who will be able to teach you well. But if you get someone who is going to teach you the right thing, I think you are going to be profitable because you will start withdrawing from the market. So just learn from a good person. Trading is raw. You can make a lot of money from trading. Okay, you can make money from trading. You just have to learn from the right person. The way Brainy is printing money from the market of late can be doing save. So, brother Spanzy, how is it going? This Spanzy or Spanzy? Spanzy. Yeah, Richie, how far?
Yeah, it's good. I'm on another April firm account. Trying to pass another one.
Why the other one was it only one phase?
Yeah, it's a single feed.
And is it
They
real?
have two and then three, but I choose. Yeah, it is.
So you just one challenge and you are done, and they will give you the account.
Yeah, so the lesser the challenge, the higher the cost.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you choose like a single face valuation, the cost is higher. If you choose like double or triple,
The cost will be low. Okay, so that one multiple challenges. That means what the chances of you passing is going to be low. So have you started receiving some payouts, or you are not in profit yet?
No, not yet.
So where are they located? Are they in Ghana here?
No, it's a UK, but they are in UAE. The office is in UAE. But it's a UK corporation.
Okay. So you've bought another account from them.
Yes. I'm trying to pass if I get two accounts there.
So the first one was how much?
It's 5K.
5K. You started it very fast.
I don't.
So which strategy are you using?
Okay, so I'm using yours, but I have the smart money concept too that I'm taking alongside.
So you see, one problem is trading. You don't have to learn many things. So you you like you'll be overcrowded with plenty stuff. So this one is telling you I've been there before. Those times I used to be using trend line at the same time support and resistance. So it will get to some time, maybe
Okay,
if I want to sell over here, you see trend line to
then
you
another strategy is telling
it's
me to
sell.
hold on.
You get it. So my
Yeah.
advice is if you start seeing something that works for you, you have to unlearn those things and what relearn it again, learn something new again.
Okay.
So if you learn, some people are learning ICT. So trading is not about the more you know, the more you become profitable. The less you know, the more you become more profitable. So focus on more stuff. So for me, for instance, I don't think when it comes to technical, I'm going to learn something new again. I'm okay. And so most people become more profitable, especially if they are beginner and they don't know anything about trading and they get someone some strategy. So especially Brainy is becoming good in trading because he started with me. He knows nothing about trading and he's
Starting
focusing on
again.
only one thing.
Okay.
But if you know more things before you start learning from someone, you become confused because it's very hard for you to unlearn your previous stuff. So I would advise you don't learn many things. If you get something that is working for you. So the first challenge you
Okay.
passed, what did you do that made you that wins? What did you do?
Yeah.
You need you
The
need
first challenge was solely. I think most of them was the strategy, the and the stuff.
so you need to go back, watch the trace. I'm sure you're having the history of your trace that the wins. So go back, at least you can get like three trace. Just repeat the same thing. Don't go and learn everything, something new again. And be patient. The same thing will happen again. The same thing will
Okay.
happen again. So don't stress yourself to learn new things. You focus on something that has gotten you and wins. You've been able to pass it. You do know the number of people who are trying to even pass first phase of a challenge. People are blowing
Yeah.
people are blowing a lot of accounts and other stuff. They are not being. If you pass an account, that means there was something right you are doing. Focus on those things. Go back and watch your trace again. The things that you did. Focus on it. Focus on those things and repeat the same process.
Okay.
Repeat the same process again, and you see some consistent because those things are, as I said, they are going to repeat itself again, no matter what, because the market repeats itself, the patterns repeat itself. So that's what I did. As I passed my first challenge, I just went back. What did I do? So if you can notice, those times I used to even focus on only the H4. But later I realized most of the times when the daily and H4 are in the same direction, I get more wins. So that's why even if trade is moving against me, I don't have any. I'm not worried about it because according to my history, most of the times it's going to go in my favor. So in trading, history is more important. Your data. That's why I talk about data. Data. You need to focus. You need to have a data backing. Don't just ignore your past trace. Go back your past trace. Analyze it again. Analyze your past trace. So don't learn anything. Me, my advice is don't learn anything. Since you've been able to do something that has gotten you results, why do you have to change it? There was a saying that if I've forgotten the saying that said if something is working, you don't have to. Why do you have to change something that is working by trying to learn something? Those smart money concepts, ICT. So because last time I heard you saying fair value gap and those things, I said, Charlie, the guy is in different world. You'll be confused. You'll be confused. So this thing is not flipping. This thing is not flipping. Because the market, everyone sees things differently. Everyone sees the market different. Every guru you see is seeing the market differently. Some people are using psychological level. The moment it gets to psychological level, just buy, sell. buy, sell. Other people too. So based on your experience level, so focus on what works for you. And you have to diversify your portfolio too. Don't buy on only one distant prop firm. You get it? Because it's very hard to pass a prop firm, and later if the prop firm run away, oh yeah, they've been doing it. We have funding talent. Those times funding talents went, we didn't hear from them. We have MFF, my Forex funds also went. Yeah, a lot of prop firm are out in the system. So don't buy from only one prop firm. For me, like this, when I get my first payout, I'm going to use that money to buy FTMO.
I think they're more trusted.
Yeah, they've been in the system for long. They are the mother for all the prop firms. So I'll buy FTMO. After FTMO, then maybe I'll look for this funding nest and Alpha Capital, those stuff. So diversify. You need to get different companies.
Yeah,
So
I have an FTMO free trial that I'm trying my hands on. If things go well.
I mean, free trial there. It's like demo account.
Yeah, trying my hands on. Trying to know their rules and all that.
Is it not the same rules? I think for them it's 10% or 8%.
It's 10.
10
So 10%.
for the phase one.
Yeah, for the phase 1, and then I think phase 2 is 8, then phase 3 is 5.
You shall get there. Inshallah. Yeah, next year my target is to get more prop firms, get more funding. That's my target. And if you get an account, you need to be very careful you don't blow it, because that one, to get in the account, you have some rules governing it. If you blow it, you lose the account. But you have to receive some payouts from it before you blow the account. So when I'm treating with prop firm, I don't trade it like my normal accounts. I make sure the trades that I'm taking on are high probability trades. So even with my challenge, both phases, it was only one trade that I had a losing trade. I had only one losing trade on it. I go for high probability trades. So I know my high probability trades. So this one, for instance, is one of my high probability trade. So this one, for instance, we had last week. This one is one of my high probability trades. So I know my high probability trades are the ones that I take on my funding account. I don't just take any trades on it. So you need to know the trades you are taking on your funding account. So it's still struggling to break this one. Still in a range. So this one is trying to close below this one. I want to see the flip of this candle. So if you get accounts, it's okay. Like at least every month you get like 2% on the account. If you're having 10K account, a 10K challenge, and 10,000, if you get 2% on 10,000, $200 every month. If you are getting 2%, so $200. If the profit split is maybe $200 times 8, $160. So if you are getting payouts of $160, if you are in Africa, especially Ghana, for instance, exchange rate is 16.5. Oh, it's better than your day job. 2,640. How many people are being paid? The most, I think the highest would be like 3,000. Let's say the highest, someone who is getting highest paid like 5,000. So this is just the stats. Even the 5,000, unless you are a professional, you're having a demanding profession, like maybe a doctor or something. But the normal ones, the highest paid is like it will be within 3,500 or maybe 4,000. So if you're starting out and your first payout you are getting 2,000, that's the starts. You are just starting out. So you learn a skill, you get a profit. It's best. Okay, it's best. You can be getting your salary from there. Be living your low key life and getting salary. So kindly, if you have the skill set, buy prop firm, because getting money to trade your personal accounts and even trading, if you are using, you have less, you get less emotions. You get less emotions if you are not trading your own account. Really see. If you are trading prop firms, then things there's less emotions. So I'm expecting it to flip bearish. So everyone, if you have the skill set, everyone should get a prop firm account. Try your hands on. If you are a good trader, you are going to get it very easily. It's very simple. If you know if you are a good trader, try prop firms. If money is your problem, then try prop firm. It's not expensive, especially finding pips. Their 5K challenge is $32. $32 is not big. $32. But that's when you have a skill set. If you don't have the skill set, use that money to pay for mentorship. If you're not paying for my service, you can pay for someone you trust or believe. Educate yourself, be good at it, then you start those challenges. You get it. You start it. So I think the CPI data might come true as in the buys that I'm expecting. But before the CPI, I'm sure maybe the market will range for some time before. And those who don't have money to pay for the mentors, you can still stick to the YouTube. I think if you stick to it, if you have, unless maybe if you are consistent with it, coming to the stream every day can help you get some knowledge from the stream. Because I'll be sharing a lot of value. So this one is rejecting. The H4 is rejecting because according to the higher time frame, this zone needs to fill. We need this zone to get filled, but the H4, because we are having support over here, support levels over here. We're having support levels over here. So this zone is strong. This zone is strong. So that's why price is really struggling to break. So last time I even told you it's easy for you to predict either the market is going to be in a range or you are going to see a trending, especially if you want to see the market is going to trend. So this one, for instance, you see how the market trended to this side because there was no support or resistances looking left. But this one is ranging because what when it comes to the support, we are having support. When it comes to resistance, we are having resistance. You get it? So that's why you are seeing a lot of consolidations within this zone. You get how price is really consolidating within this zone. So the whole of yesterday, if you can watch, you see the way GU has been moving, it's like a barcode. It has been consolidating from yesterday. It has been consolidating a lot. So that's why we are seeing these ranges over here, because we're having support. You get it, support levels. So that's why we are seeing these ranges. We are seeing these ranges. So it's easy to predict if the market is going to range or it's either going to consolidate. Get it? It's either going to be. So after 9 o'clock, if I don't get trade, I'm going to wait for the CPI news. Unless maybe it flips before 9 o'clock, or if the 9 o'clock candle even close below this one. If it's closed below this one, I'm going to take a sell. But I'm expecting a buy. According to how we interpreted the distance, the fundamentals, I'm expecting a buy. So yeah, so it's flipping. You get it, as I explained. You see, so you need to always be patient and wait for candle to close. You need to always stay patient. You see how this level has rejected price. See how the level has rejected price. This level rejected price. So you need to always stay patient and wait. That's what it's moving. So we have a strong zone to over here. If you change it to a line chart, you can see it well. We have support. You get, so this zone too is also a strong zone. This zone too is also a strong zone. So if the candle will be able to close below this one, then I think it will be good for a sell. For the zone to be zone to be completed. For the tradable zone to be completed. That's what I'm expecting. But for the meantime, it's not confirmed yet, so I think it's flipping. Moving to the H1. So the H1 trend is still an uptrend. So the moment this one break and close, you are going to see what a downtrend, which is going to be in line with what the higher time frame. So this one too is up. You get it? This one is up. So this candle is trying to what? Break below. So I think
to analyze the USD I think it just looks same like a GBP USD. Result to analyze it. Let's if I can get an opportunity on it too.
You can get.
I'm confused about the stop loss. Where to place my stop loss.
So the weekly, we have resistance over here. So when you move to the daily too, we have daily resistance over here. So the H4. I want to take a buy. You want to take a buy, but your stop loss will be big.
Okay.
So it will
It's very
better. So
wide.
you either wait for the this thing, the H4 candle to close. So in the next 49 minutes, the H4 candle will be closed,
Okay.
because now you see this one has been broken, this one has been broken, and even with that one, H1, there's no entry on H1.
Okay.
So you need to wait. And with H1, we had resistance, resistance over here. Let me look left and see. So this is the price. So I think we have some zone over here at the H1. Yeah, so you need to wait for the candle to settle down, because now it's indecisive. You don't know where it is trying to head to. So you wait for the
Okay.
candle to close, then you take a buy. If it's good, that's when it has closed above this one. Then you take a buy. But for the meantime,
Okay.
I think trying to take a buy is going to be impulsive.
And then possible. Okay.
Uh,
So meaning that the stop loss will be beneath
the stop
like the
loss,
the 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 the, the tip of
the stop loss is going to be very, very
it's
difficult.
very wide.
And this is one thing is, this is the body of the candle. This is the body. This is the structure level. Okay, this is the structure level. But as you see,
Okay.
when the price is if price is making a retracement, you don't know its price, since this is the lower of the candle. But at normal circumstance, if the candle is going to close below this one, that's when you can say structure has changed. So the stop loss can be here. But when it is moving down, the candle can just move like this and wick within this
Yeah.
range. If you have been seeing it several
Yeah.
times. So now if you are placing
Yes.
a stop loss, it can be here, but it's not safe, because it can just stop you in this structure level over here. Because this is the point, unless the body has closing below this one, before we can conclude what structure has changed. You get it? Unless we can conclude structure has changed. But if it is moving within this range, can move to this side, stop you out, and come and close this side. The stop loss is going to be very
Come across
difficult.
here. Okay.
So it's you either place it here, which is very wide,
Right.
you either place it here, or maybe the candle, the H1. So you can take the risk of using the H1 candle low. But are you
Okay.
sure you are not going to miss this one? I don't know how this pair moves.
Yeah.
I don't know how it moves. Let me check G. Yeah, so the H4 is trying to flip. So unless the body of the candle close below this one, unless the body of the candle close. So it's almost the same as what it's doing on USD unless the body of the
Yeah.
candle. So now it's indecisive. So unless the body of the candle, if the body of the candle close beneath this one, then I think it will. So it will be something like this. The body close like this. The body close like this. Then we can take a saw. So the body is going to be like this. Then we take a saw. Take a saw. But you don't know whether it's going to close, or because this zone 2 is very strong. We have support over here. This zone is very strong, and you need to have at the back of our head that you are having CPI at 12:30. So that one too can have effect on the movements of candles. But if the yeah, so you need to have it in mind that we have an upcoming news coming on. You have an upcoming news. But unless the candle has broken and closed. So it's easy to predict a range. You see, this one is very strong. So if you don't have more people buying and selling, as in if you don't have more volume within the pair, and I think because of the CPI too, uh, those who are going to take position are reserved. People are waiting for the news to be released before, based on their experience, they are waiting for the news to be released before they'll start taking action. That's what mostly it happens when you have high impact news. People don't usually trade during high impact, before high impact news. They wait for the news to be released before they follow the direction of the they follow the direction of the move. That's what mostly it's happening. So that's why I'm sure. But sometimes it doesn't happen always. Sometimes you see volume will come in. It doesn't matter. If you see it, you take it. But you don't have to trade 30 minutes before. 30 minutes before, it can be ranging and other stuff. But if you have more time, you can be trading it, because the shorter time frame, we've seen candles moving massively before it will move to the actual direction. So as to when waiting for the H4 candle to close, then we take a buy. The stop loss, if it's closed like that, the stop loss to this one, to the stop loss is going to be very massive. This is the sensible. So always you need to factor the sensible place. It's not about getting the good risk to reward. Yesterday, if you focus on good risk to reward, you would have been stopped out before the market moving in our favor. So the sensible place is going to be this side. With that one, if price is pulling back, it will pull back because all the odds are in your favor. The daily time frame has broken, get it, you have zone to fill. The H4 time frame, if it flips close around this side, you can take this up. But the stop loss is going to be massive. The stop loss is going to be around 19 pips. The take profit is going to be around, let's say, 23 pips. Stop loss 24. So something like 1-to-1, close to 1-to-1, risking 1 to get 1. So let's see how it's either going to flip. So this you took it yesterday. So you see, following the trend, when you watch my PNL, you don't have buy, sell, buy, sell. If it is buy, you see buys continue. If it's a sell, you see sell, continuation of sell. You get it? It should tell you something. It should tell you that what I'm a trend trader. I'm a trend trader. I follow the trend. I follow the trend. So if the dip of this one get broken, if the dip gets broken, so zones are very important. So if you are not implementing it in your trading style, I think you need to start. See, price will come and test it and bounce back. It's like fire. It will just test it, go back, test it, go back, test it, go back. So the only point you are not going to be experiencing this thing is when you get price break and close around this side. That's when you are going to getting free move. you'll be getting free moves. So it will test it. So this one like this, it can just bounce back again, flip bullish. Because now it has broken the tip, it has broken the dip. Even if it breaks, H1 is not looking clean. If H1 is not looking, H1 we have a lot of consolidations. So it's the best way to go by this trade is to wait for the H4 to close, which is going to close in the next 38 minutes. So if the H4 close below this one, break and close, then you can take a sell because now you are getting a confirmation of a stop loss. It's going to be massive. So now you're going to wait for the candle to close. Waiting for the closure of the candle. As to, is it going to close below? That's the problem. So it's a nice question, Kweko. Sorry, your question is a nice question. So someone is asking, is there a particular reason why, even with your experience, you are focusing on only one pair? Yeah. So as I've been saying, trading is all about focusing on what works for you and what is not working for you. It's not like it's not as in it's not like I just wish to focus on one pair. I've tested many pairs, but I'm not profitable on those pairs. Especially I've traded gold before. I'm not profitable on gold. I don't like how it behaves. You get it? I've traded recently. You saw me trading Euro USD. You've been trading it together. I've tested it. It doesn't fit the way I trade. It doesn't fit my lifestyle. You get it? I've traded multiple pairs. I've traded AUD USD recently. The thing moves in my favor, but the way it's consolidated for some time, like this, I don't like how it moves. So the reason why I'll stick to GBP USD is because what how it moves. Okay, so no one will tell you to focus on this one based on what your performance. So I'm focusing on GBP USD, and now I'm trying to incorporate GBP JPY because of what the profitability I'm getting on. You get it? Because of my so you have to see the pairs that I'm not saying focus on GBP USD alone. You need to check your P&L, see the pairs that has been giving you more profit. So I was trading more pairs, go GBP JPY, GBP USD, and someone I was watching this person and the person was saying the same thing. So I just went through my P&L. What pair am I getting more profitability on? So I noticed GBP USD is the one that I'm getting more profit. I focus on it, and that's what's giving me success. But one thing you have to know is what the pair you trade is. If the pair you trade also have what is having an influence. It has influence in what your success in trading. One thing that you have to note: the pair you trade has what major influence in what your success. So you need to take note of that. So I decided to focus on GBP USD because I'm having more success on that pair as compared to the other pairs. You get it? As compared to the other pairs. So that's the reason. The reason is because I checked my P&L, I checked my data, the history, and I noticed what GBP USD is the one I'm having more profitability on. So I decided to focus on GBP USD. You get it? I decided to focus on GBP USD. So you have to also be doing the same thing. Don't jump into any pair. And if you are not keeping track records, you have been overlooking things, you need to pay attention to them. You get it? You need to pay attention to them. Trading it's a business. So if you are not even in business, if you are not tracking your performance, you are not going to know what's the things you are doing that is bringing you money. So every business, at the end of the day, that's why sometimes we bring in auditors to come and audit the firm, see what they are doing wrong and the things that they should improve on, the thing that they should concentrate on. It's the same thing in trading. Trading too, you need to treat it as a business. Go back. Okay, so me for instance, the trades that I've been taking the whole of this week, weekends there's no stress, there's no pressure on me. I'm going to sit down, analyze. You get it? Analyze it again. Check what I did. You get it? Just sit down. So sometimes one trade, this one for instance, it's like I'll memorize this one. I'll sit down and watch, flip. Sometimes you see I'm on my chat like I'm playing, but I'm watching. Okay, I'll be watching. Then when it happens again, I'll execute. Okay, so that's how you have to treat trading. You need to watch it over and over and over and over and over and over again. So the 30 minutes will be closing in the next 30 minutes, 3 minutes. Watch it over and over and over and over and over. I bet you 3 to 6 months time you'll become pro. You'll be getting focus on your wins. Focus on your wins. Don't if it is working, don't change it. Because one thing is what this is a pattern. It is a pattern. It just repeats itself every day in the market. The patterns repeat itself every day. So the thing that you did that gave you the profitability, the same thing is going to happen. The market doesn't change. The same thing happens every day. The same thing happens every day. So you see, the thing is struggling to break the zone. Okay. We have multiple support levels over here. So you see the reason why we are in the range. The reason is because of this zone. When it is moving up, we are having H4 zones. Or yeah, because you have equal highs over here. So we're having H4 zones over here. So when it is moving up, we have a zone over here. We have a zone over here. When it is moving down, we have a zone over here. We have a zone over here. The price is really struggling to break. You get it? Price is really struggling to break. So now it's in what? It's in the middle of a range. As to is it going to break? That's the problem now. So let's see, maybe more volume will come in. So let's wait for the 30 minutes candle to close. Let's wait for the H4 candle to close and see what's going to happen. If the H4 candle close, then we can take a sell. But the stop loss is going to be wide. The stop loss is wide, way wide. It should move down to fill the zone. It should move down. It should move down. So has it broken? USD CHF. Okay. So it's still struggling. So where at Brainy, where it has broken like this, taking an entry will be very difficult because if you are taking a sell at the flip of this one, it's going to be high.
So,
Yes, sir.
yeah, still on this way.
Which one?
No. I mean the USD CHF.
Yeah, I was watching what is going on. And I was saying like if it close and break above, getting an entry will be very very difficult because now the wick is very high. You get it?
Okay. Yeah.
Or you take it when it pulls back and flip bullish. Like maybe
That's what I was saying.
like what happened yesterday. As it if it forms with no bottom wick, you get it pulling back. So when it that's what I was talking about yesterday. So like if the candle opens with no bottom wick like this, moving down. So maybe you set your buy stop over here. That's when it has made a deep pullback. You see, you have to see a deep pullback, not small pullback. So if it makes a deep wick, okay, just on this one. So the moment it starts flipping, then you take it.
Enter.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That's when it happens like that. But your stop loss, you need to still think about the stop loss.
The stop loss, yeah.
The stop loss.
But it will still make sense. But regard that, I think it's not really on the strong zone. That's the problem.
The zone. You have H4 zone over here.
Yeah, but
when it comes to the H1, the H1 is given a strong zone. This one. Oh, you don't trust the H1.
Is it?
So this one too is really struggling to break. Let's see. So the H1, the H4 is going to determine our fit. If the H4 close below this one, then we can take it. So if it doesn't, if it refuses to close, then I think unless I'm not going to be watching the chart, so that maybe during the CPI time, because I want a break. Because this one, if you are taking a sell around the side, you are in the middle of a range, so I can't be taking a sell. So unless it breaks below this one, if it breaks below this one, then I'll go in for a sell. And now it's still struggling because we're having multiple zones in that area, in a particular area. Price is really struggling to break. So I'm waiting for, so in the next 26 minutes, the H4 candle is closing. So let me wait. I'm tired though, but let me wait and see. Let's all wait and see how the H4 candle is going to close. If it closes below, then we take a sell. Yes, sir. And alpha.
Oh, cool.
How is trading going?
Darling.
Are you making
resistance? Very good.
Are you making the cash?
On the air. When you forget about me, I divide you. Oh, it's very good. You can see your place. You say,
Well, were you already trading before you saw me?
Yes, darling.
And you were blowing accounts.
Only God knows.
So for how long have you traded?
Right now I think I'm into my 6th month.
Not when you joined me, like as in you got exposed to trading.
Okay. Hey, step into a year now.
Oh, then you are still a baby.
I think eventually the money we have will not be business. We got wanted to add though, on one day, H1 is going to close at 9. But SNS is already closed at 8.
So one thing is, last time someone was asking me this thing. So when it comes to analysis, XNet should be used for only execution. When it comes to analysis,
Okay.
use it for Owanda. Don't watch the charts on Xness. So as I was explaining,
Okay.
different liquidity providers. They're having different
Mm.
liquidity providers. The forex market is decentralized, so everyone is taking prices from different liquidity providers, and they are giving them different prices. So the reason why I'm using Owanda is because it's a regulated broker at the US, and like the manipulation is not like the offshore brokers. The brokers that they are regulated at Dubai and Singapore, those brokers, you have some manipulation. So with the US, the regulation is very strict. So we don't have a lot of like gaps and manipulations in that. So that's why I always recommend to use. So don't be watching the this thing Xness. Don't be watching Xness chart. The only thing that you are doing when you are doing is what, just set the prices. Everything should be determined on this one. You get it. Everything to be determined. Don't be watching the Xness chart. The only thing is for trade execution. You use it for trade execution. That's all.
But is it possible to open an account on Wanda? Because I have a demo account paper.
Yeah.
I've tried the live account, then it's not open.
You've tried it. Have you checked their website?
I have a demo account with Wanda. I have a demo account.
Have you checked their requirement? Have you?
Requirement?
Yeah, the requirement for a live account.
Oh, okay. Then I would have to do that.
Maybe I've not tried it before, but maybe it's not favorable for where, according to where you are, maybe. So you need to go to their websites and read their requirements and see.
Okay. Probably it's not good for anybody outside.
Yeah. But why was it not opening?
I can't tell.
Why they didn't give you any?
It was giving me some error message. It was giving me some, but I did not just have it in mind.
Maybe there was something. I
have a demo account.
So since you have been able to open a demo account, you need the live account should be possible.
Be able to, yeah.
So you need to check it out.
I'll try that because I just want to correlate trade.
Using a laptop.
Yeah, I'm using a laptop.
Yeah. So you can be doing your analysis on your laptop, and when it comes to the trade execution, you check it on the MetaTrader 5. The prices, you set it on MetaTrader 5. That's what I do.
Thank you.
All right.
Are you there? Your blessings there, they are coming in tenfold.
Yeah, just be patient with it and be patient with it. And use the H4 time frame. The H4 break and close of support and resistance. That's all. And you have to make sure you are getting good range. That's all. It's not something difficult. Or you had a mentor before. Were you training? Were you getting education from someone?
No. I was trying to do it on YouTube with this story. It was when I came across that video of just explaining how to use the MT5. How to set up the entire MT5.
So you didn't see me on Facebook?
No.
On YouTube.
It was on YouTube, so I was like, why this guy just explain my they must fight with this thing. But I'm following
Wow. So you were YouTube searching.
YouTube. No, they are letting us if they are doing
Yeah. Good. So by next year, I want to see you people getting funded though. Next year, there are you people for make quad and get funded.
I'm just waiting for Brady to start what I'll follow him.
The way Brady hits yesterday, the way he went for reinforcement. Reinforcement. He went for reinforcement. I said, hey, Charlie. If the thing went in his favor, then Uncle Charlie, he blew that.
Hey, bro, hey, really, I do for you.
Charlie, the guy is ready for anything.
Instead of two for
Nah, serious.
like going to go finish you slow down to more.
Why you have some lady to get married to her or what? Is the woman giving you pressure to marry her?
Hey,
Charlie is not taking it slow.
maybe I use it. No. I said, this is all right. Did you use Maserati or if you use Lamborghini?
By his first, he has been consistent. He's doing well.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure this thing will be able to break below this one. The way, so it's less than 18 minutes. So let's wait for 18 minutes. If it doesn't break below, then we call it a day.
But yes, it's a broken about to I don't know.
No, it hasn't broken it yet though. It's still below the zone. So Spanzy, if you watch this one, you see the brokers. If you are searching for a pair, you see different brokers. You have FXCM, you have Capital.com,
Yes.
Forex.com, and I think Forex.com too is a regulated broker over there. But mostly this is what I'm yeah. So these are all different brokers. These are all different brokers.
I have one broker that actually corresponds with the one that
XM.
yeah, in Cyprus.
Yeah. So you're having multiple brokers. But the reason they are taking prices from different brokers, different liquidity providers. So that's why. But the difference is not that wide. But mostly the charts change. The lower time frames are, I think, the same, right? The lower time frames, the 30 minutes, it's only the H4 and the daily that's
H4
and the daily. That's where the different this. The lower time frames, the 30 minutes, the 15 minutes are the same. The 15 minutes and the 30 minutes are the same.
Already, I'm like, why have this finished to us? We are still waiting for H4 to
So focus on only one broker. Like if you are using one, use it for your analysis. Don't even watch the XNS charts. So if you are used to XNS charts, you can be doing it on your X. But I have more trust in this one. So that's why most people don't even trade Forex, because they said it's unregulated and other stuff. But when you are trading the futures, I think it's more centralized. The prices, you have different prices and other stuff. So people really love trading the futures market than CFD, the contrast for difference market. People love trading the futures and the CFD. So this thing is really struggling. It's in the middle of a range. It's really stressful. Like a barcode. It's like a barcode.
If you can take a look at this chart for us,
USD card.
Yeah, USD card.
So everyone should try and see which pair.
I go out to. I'm like, I took some trades there. They are just going up and up and up, and they don't want to come down.
You took a buy.
Yeah.
So you made some cash.
Look at them. They are just flying. I'm just hoping that they would not come in.
So the CPI will be, if according to the way they are saying things over here, then the dollar should be but you'll be observing.
So,
So it's on this one. So let's see if the H4 and we still have some loans to over here. Let me check the weekly. So the weekly you don't have rejection. So the daily you haven't multiple rejection. So unless maybe the H4 breaks below this above this one, which we have less than 11 30 minutes or so. So if it breaks above then maybe. But I doubt because it's a higher time frame from the time we are in now and how things are moving. I'm not sure something of that sort will happen. So maybe so I think the analysis on the weakness in the dollar might come to pass. We might see a retracement. Why are you still in a trade?
oh no! I've closed it. Immediately I heard the CPI back, I'm out.
Uh, yeah, so I'm expecting. I'm not sure this one will close above. We'll be able to close above this one and this one. But let's see. The next 30 minutes, you see where the price moved. Yeah, it has moved. It has really moved up. So if you get
It's almost a bit low resistance at all.
mm, uh,
Just a small drawback, then you just break it. Small drawback, then you just break it. And you see the difference for the drawback. Yeah, it's nothing as up.
so let's see what goes up. The next 10 minutes. I want to wait for the H4 candle to close. If the H4 candle close below, then we can take the sell. Is it going to close below? So it's easy to predict the range. Predicting whether it's going to get a range, it's easy to predict it. It's easy to predict. I doubt this will be able to come down because the CPI, but the CPI, I'll try and be watching it around 12:30. I need to watch and see whether my projection is going to come. CPI, don't try. But you can be setting your buy stop and sell stop at that one, unless maybe you have some money that you are not going to use it for anything. I don't like trading that thing. Buy stop, sell stop. Or Brendan, you try that one too. You do buy stop, sell stop.
I wanted to. No. But I wanted to get some lose money and create account for
News.
Yeah. Hey, ready.
The guy see good. You see Galamsey site, you see making no dig. The scratch.
Because like the NFT, one guy that was on my status, so he made some nice money. I was like, wow, they're polluting our waters. You. Like, wow, this is funny.
Oh yeah, sometimes it can go in your favor, but that's why I'm saying if you have a lose money, then you can try it on. Sometimes you can make money, but it's a lose and win game. So the chances, if you have the ball, you can try it with maybe when the news like TPI like this, you can fund your account like $10 and try starting out with that and set your buy stop and sell stop. Sometimes it will go in your favor. Or you can even let let me show you. Maybe you can start with demo. Try it out on demo like one to
Oh,
two
okay,
months and
yeah,
see
yeah, okay.
whether
Yeah,
and check your
for
performance
some
on that.
time.
Yeah. So if
Yeah,
you see those
exactly.
nice flow on your P&L, then you start it out with life account. I mean that, and I'm not going to do it because the chances are very slim.
Very little.
If it's still continue to range this side, then from 9 to 12 and 11, 12, it will still consolidate before it will pick off. I want to see how the H4 candle is going to close. If it close bearish like this, so you see how reading the trend is. I'm not sure there has been a single day that we've counted the charts and I've said, oh, maybe I'm looking for a buy and the thing I was going to sell. See, so learning how to follow the trend is very, very important. Learning how to follow the trend. You see, if all the higher time frames are in one direction, don't try to counter trend. So this one, it will deceive people as if the sell is going to come true, and it starts falling down. So learning how to follow the trend. So this is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting maybe something like this. So the week is going to be here since this low, something like this. I want to see something like this. Then I'll take a sell. I'll take a sell to this side. But yesterday's trade really stressed me. The thing really, oh, like seriously, I was even fed up. So this is what I'm expecting. The trade really stressed me. It started moving very smoothly, and later everything changed. It started moving smoothly, thinking, oh, now it has taken off, and it started waiting. The moment it starts moving, oh, I just closed the trade. I said, I'm tired. I can't be waiting. I can't be waiting for this drawdown back and forth. I don't have heart for those things. I just close the trade and Charlie, live my life. The same thing happened to GJ to the other time. One thing I've seen it after
Yeah,
130, yeah,
what do
after 130, the Charlie, forget moves, big moves. The best session is lending session. Lending session, yeah. That's why those times I used to trade only lending session. I was not paying attention. It was just recently that I've started paying attention to the New York session. Those times I used to focus on only lending session because I noticed most of my wins were coming from lending. I said, so why do I even bother myself or worry myself on the New York session? Lending session is the best session among all the sessions. To get most, especially even those times that I used to trade gold, most of my wins were coming from lending session. We get move on lending section. Nice move. You ride it for long. So in the next 5 minutes, this candle is going to close. So is it going to close as we want it to close? If it stays around the side, then before CPI, we are going to get range before it will, according to CPI, it will take off. So let's see. We still have more time. Still have more time. By this zone two is strong. This zone two is strong. So down by the only thing that's going to break below and above is when we have high volume. That's the only thing that is going to break above. When you have high volume, GJ there is out of our pairs because now it's counter trending. So I think let's see what's going to happen. Let's see what's going to happen. So 3 minutes more for this candle to close. Still in a range. So tomorrow you are going to reflect on the activities for the week. You are going to reflect on the trades. If you get trades, you'll be taking it. But tomorrow will be reflection. You reflect on the week, the things we did. So the upcoming week you will repeat the same thing. So don't miss out tomorrow's live stream. So don't focus on too many trades. As I've been saying, focus on 1 or 2 trades within a week. 1 or 2 trades within a week. Don't focus on every day you want to hit home run. Every day you want to hit home run. Focus on 1 or 2 trades a week. 1 or 2 trades a week, and you see your P&L. What you see it rising like crazy. So I'm not sure this thing will be able to break because the time is very, very close to the closure. It's close to the closure of what the H4 candle closing. So in the next 2 minutes, this candle is going to. So if you want to see the timing is here. The platform has made it very easy for you to be able to